Hello, everyone. Welcome to ICFP live segment on contraceptive innovation. My name is Nyachae from FHI 360, and I'm joined by colleagues Amelia Mackenzie from FHI 360, Aisha Fatima, and Paul Nyachae, both from Jhpiego. And they all work in this field. We will talk about development of new contraceptive products and improvements of existing methods through a user-centered design lens. This end-to-end task of conceptualizing and developing new contraceptive products and then introducing and scaling up those products in different contexts allows us to deliver the promise of a contraceptive method that meets the needs of each and every user and couple. It also poses challenges with products, often taking decades to go from lab to user. So, colleagues, how can we accelerate timeline between research and introduction into scale up and make it more successful?
Great question, Dr. Anyasi. So with our product development at FHI 360, we really think about the importance of incorporating user preferences into our research. So this includes various different social science methodologies, but it's simply sort of put, we get the data to be able to know what users and couples need, and then be able to know how that can fit into the method mix. And one of the approaches that I'm really excited about these days is called human-centered design. And it's sort of brought from the business sphere with their development and design of products, but more and more we recognize that contraceptives are consumer products. And so we really do need that market data about what users want and how they will use the products. And so what we typically will do is have general information about the market and what is needed. And then with human-centered design, we can innovate around that and really ideate and in a rapid sort of process to get that data. And then typically as the products move to the clinical trial phase, then we will do more product-specific development. So we will get data from users on how they interact with the product, what they think of the product. So for our biodegradable implant, for example, that we're developing, we need to understand how users understand the concept of biodegradation in their body. For the microarray patch needles that we're developing, we need to understand how they understand the microscopic needles that are part of that product. So as a social scientist working sort of in this applied field, it's really exciting research.
Yeah, so I think as Jhpiego, in trying to accelerate this, we've been doing some work in introducing the DMP-SC and implants in Kenya and other parts of Africa. And I think in accelerating, once you already have the product, I think it's really important to think about how you take it to scale. And the learning for us is that there needs to be a lot of collaboration between the ministries, the local governments, private sector, the stakeholders that are really going to be helping to scale up and make sure that that new product is available in the market. And I think we've also found that this collaboration really has to start early and, not like finish the research and then go into the programmatic part, but really think, how do you involve the actors, the governments, the private sector that are going to take this product to scale much earlier so that they are already embedded in the work, even as the research is going on. And also to think about parts of the elements so that you have a continuum of a plan that as a country you can use to scale that would include elements that look at how do you provide capacity for this new product, who's going to train, are there policies that are going to help in task shifting so that there are providers who are actually updated or knowledgeable about this product and can take it to scale. You also have to think about the commodity logistics processes and prepare for that, because as a new product, that has to be put in place and see what are the channels that are going to be used in public sector, in private sector, and also make sure that even the early monitoring of your implementation on when you brought the new product, you've looked at all aspects of it. What happens when there are side effects, what happens when, and monitor that process successfully. Thank you.
Fantastic. Aisha?
Thank you. This is a very important question. So Jhpiego, in close collaboration with Government of Pakistan, is supporting introduction and scale-up of DMPSC as self-injection at national and subnational level like Sindh and Punjab. So we have recently completed our formative research to better understand perspective of key stakeholders, from policymaker to a potential self-injecting client, to better inform our prospective kickoffs cohort study to kick off in 2 districts in Pakistan. So as far as scale up is concerned, so we are already taking care of that by having the joint decision-making body comprising of government officials, technical experts, and health managers from FP partners and representatives from private sector. So not only to enhance ownership, but also have common understanding around implementation opportunities and bottlenecks for uptake of self-injection. Likewise, this is very important to have the co-creation of the training modules, not only for DMPSC self-injection only, but how to integrate those modules into existing training modules for facility and community-based providers. And then I would like to talk about the recording and reporting mechanism. This is very important to measure and track self-injection uptake. So this would also help us. We are not introducing any parallel system, but integrated into the existing system, and which helps us to identify that what are the gaps there in supply chain and service delivery data. And I would also like to say that formative research also help us to define self-injection client journey. So those 6 moments are very important. We know who is the stakeholder, what type of resources and support a woman may need. The only important thing is that all stakeholders need to put dedicated efforts and sustained energy to make this effort a reality.
Fantastic. You've all made great points, and I'm just going to lead into the second question. And you have already, touched upon that. But in 20 seconds, what is the one thing we need to advance contraceptive development, introduction, and scale up?
Well, in such a short time, I'll use one word, but then I'll explain it. And the word is investment. I think we need to make sure that we're investing in new products, particularly in non-hormonal approaches, and then also investing in the future, the contraceptive R&D ecosystem. So early career scientists, and then also new clinical trial sites as well.
For me, I think it would be cost at scale, because once you start, once the product is out in the market, you will find there's a lot of focus, there's a lot of energy by either manufacturers, by the program teams to really look at the program, but at the product. But when you're trying to do it at scale, you really have to know how do you manage the cost at scale so that the product can reach a wide audience.
I would say that a very common slogan which emphasizes the importance of commodities. So when there is no product, no program. So this is very important that all stakeholders at global level, at national level, ensures availability of the commodity in the market.
Great answers all around. So with all of this, we hope that you enjoyed our live session. And thank you. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, thank you.